Welcome to the second session for the series Interview Preparation and Tips. Today in this session, we are going to see what is responsive web design, how can we create a personal website using this responsive web designs, and how can we host a website using GitHub Pages. So let's get started. So first of all, why do we even need a personal website? So basically what happens when you have a personal website of yours, you can basically define your skill set, your experience. For example, if you're working in the software testing field and you have the experience into the test automation, so what you can list out there is like you have experience with what types of applications, like is it a web application or a mobile applications, or if you have an experience in working with the APIs automation, so or everything related to your work experience, you can list it out. Okay, now coming to the skill set, so basically if you have worked for a web application, so how exactly have you worked for the automation of those web applications? Have you worked with the Selenium WebDriver API and Java programming language, or if you have worked with the Cypress or and JavaScript, or if you have worked with Playwright or JavaScript, so definitely you can define all these points here. Okay, nowadays what happens, like if you are going on a company's official website and into the career section, if you go and you search for a new role basically. Okay, so what happens, like when you are applying for a job, there we get sometimes the option like uh, if you have any website, so please paste your link here. Okay, your portfolio link. So basically if you have your website hosted on somewhere where you have listed down all your points related to your profile, okay, so you can use this URL there as well. Okay, so the next thing is what can be the content in your personal website. So basically what all things you can put in your website, you can first of all give your introduction. Okay, for example, what's your name, okay, how many years of experience do you have in software testing or software development, basically into the software industry. Okay, and currently where are you working. Also, you can showcase your skills and expertise. Basically, suppose if you have experience with Java programming language or with Python or with C Sharp or with multiple languages, so you can define over there. Okay, in the test automation, if we come, so what types of application, which I already spoke, like yeah, web, mobile, and API. Next, you can showcase, if you can showcase your projects. So basically if you have worked on some automation frameworks or you have some projects hosted on the GitHub or some other version control system, so you definitely you can put it there. Okay, plus you can post your professional links there as well. For example, like if you have a LinkedIn profile, you can paste the LinkedIn profile URL there, GitHub portfolio as well, and the YouTube channel if you have. Okay, now, basically, when we say I just want to develop my website and I want to host it somewhere, so before even we plan to host this website to some, like by using something, okay, like GitHub Pages or something. So basically, how to start the development? Should I start from the scratch? No, not at all. There are templates available. Basically, there are many websites available on the internet which have the templates already created for you. Okay. For example, we have HTML5 up, we have free CSS, color lib, W3 layouts. Let me just open a new tab in the browser. This is basically my website, just hosted with the help of GitHub Pages only. Okay, we were going to HTML5. Okay, so this is basically one website where you can actually find responsive site templates. Okay, if you go and open this link, this will basically open this HTML5. Okay, so basically if you come onto the website, this is just one website, okay, where you have, like where they have mentioned, they are given many templates available. You see, this is one template, this is one template. Also what they have shown in the thumbnail, basically this is the view. For example, if you go with this template, basically, okay, so this is how this template is going to look like. Why is that by default? Like this is the view from the tablet, this is the view from the mobile. Okay, and there are many templates available. Actually, this is something they are calling it paradigm shift. This is something massively, this is ethereal. Okay, also now, so for example, this dimension. Okay, if I go to my GitHub page, this profile basically, so I have used this dimension one. Now when we have selected, let me just a second. So basically we got two options here, right? We have an option of live demo. What happens, like when you have selected the template. So basically, for example, if you want to go with this template, if you want to design your website with this template, okay, so you get two options there. One is a live demo and second is a free download. So let me just click on the live demo. So this feature is nothing but this feature is going to help you to have a look like how exactly your web page or your website will look at the different devices. For example, this is the view you are going to get. You see there are different components, like if there is something called intro, there is something called work, okay, there's something called about. This is only a dummy data already, like which is provided there. Basically the end goal for this website providing the templates is to provide you that responsive template, okay. Now if you click on the tablet, you're going to have a view like, yeah, how exactly your website is going to be seen, how exactly it will be visible on this device, like template, okay. And in the mobile, this will be the look, okay. Now for example, if you have done the review, if you have selected the template, okay, so what you can do, you can just do click on this download option, okay. This file will get downloaded. I'm just opening it in the Finder. Just a second. Yes, okay. So this is basically has been downloaded in the zip format, and now we got the code, okay. We can just do the right click and open with archive utility. If you are using Mac, if you are using Windows OS, then you can definitely use this 7-zip, okay. Now when you have extracted these files, so what is the next step you have to do? Let me just go over it, just a second. When you are done with the review and selected the template, so first then you have to download the file, okay. We already have downloaded the code for this template. Now the second step would be the import. So where do we want to exactly, like suppose if you want to make any changes in this existing template, okay, so what you can do, you can open this whole code itself in any of the IDE. For example, I have Visual Studio Code with me. Let me just open the Visual Studio Code. Okay, now I'm going to open the same folders. So it was present in the inside the downloads. Then there was something called HTML5 of dimension. Okay, I'm just opening it. Yes, so I'm done with the import here. Okay, so basically what happens, like I got this code from the HTML5 of .NET website. This is a template code, okay, and this is the whole code. Now you do not need to worry about the CSS at all, or the responsiveness of the website, okay. And yeah, there is something I added over here, like responsive web design basically. So you see, I just added a screenshot, like, yeah, this is one screenshot of a responsive web design. So basically what happens, responsive web design is something which is about creating web pages that look good on all devices. So all devices means, yeah, when you have a machine with a big screen, when you're working with a laptop, you have a tablet and you have a mobile. Okay, so these are the different devices. So on all these devices, the same website, the same code is going to work for all these devices basically, okay. Now once the website is ready, let me just work like we imported this code into the Visual Studio Code IDE, right? So basically there are this different section. You see there's something called intro, work, about, right, contact. So what happens, let me just open this page. I have added one plugin to this, like with the help of which I have got this option like open with live server. I just did a right click on the index.html file, open with live server. Okay, so you see this is opened up. Just a second, let me put it here. Now when you want to update this data, basically now dimension is written here, right? So what you can do inside the code when you come, so we have something called dimension, right? So instead of dimension, if you want to put your name, for example Rajat Verma, just save this file, go to the browser. See, this file is basically now running on the local host, on your local host, okay. And you see we are not getting the dimension here, we are getting the text which we provided there, okay. A fully responsive or something, or suppose we have something called work here, right? So instead of work, or maybe we have something called intro here, right? So instead of intro, for example, if you want introduction, okay, just change the text here and just save this file and go to there. So you see the intro has been changed to introduction. So basically this is how you need to make the changes in this HTML file, okay, and you'll be able to see all the content there. Now for example this Rajat Verma, how this change is going to be seen, like if you open this website in the mobile, so how will it look like? So I'm just using the dev tools basically. How can you open the dev tools? Just do the right click on the screen on the web page, click on the inspect, or we have an option like the F12 key. If you press, the dev tools will be open, Okay, just put it to the right side, the dock side, and if you click here, now you see we have different devices. If you come here into the dimensions, so for example on iPhone SE, okay, this is how your website will look like. Okay, if we have some tablet or for example if you have iPad mini, so this is how this website will look like. Okay, I already have updated this code. Basically what let me just close this, let me open the code for my profile. Okay, so this is the same code. So you see what I did, I actually over added, or like I actually added all the data which is required, which I wanted to add, which I wanted to showcase on my GitHub page onto my website. Okay, so for example if you open the same website with the help of this open with live server, you see I'm able to see. So what happened, like I added my name and then I added my profession, like I'm a software test engineer basically by profession. Okay, if there is some work done by you and it is present on GitHub, so I mention a section like work on GitHub. Okay, so these basically are related to the web automation. We have one framework. If you click on this framework, it will redirect you to the framework directly. Okay, so this is basically a repository on the GitHub profile. Okay, so this is basically with the developed with the help of Selenium WebDriver API and Java programming language. For also with that, like I have something for Cypress, then Cypress BDD. In this BDD we have used Cucumber. I have some project with the Playwright JavaScript with Playwright TypeScript. Okay, similarly we have something for mobile automation. So in mobile automation I worked with the APM framework, okay, and with the Java programming language. So these two frameworks are available for API automation and other section. Okay, also I've added one more section here like work on YouTube. Okay, so basically I recently started this channel and I am just planning to add more content into the software testing side, majorly to the test automation. Okay, so basically if you go here and check now, for example if you click here, a tutorial build automation tool Maven. Okay, so these are basically all the hyperlinks. So I've added all the hyperlinks there. So basically if you want to navigate to all my playlists which are available on the YouTube, so these are the links. Okay, so from this one website, this one web page only, I was able to collaborate everything whatever I did for the community on like my personal projects. Okay, my introduction, my skill set. Okay, for example if you come here, so like Rajat Verma, software test engineer, how many years of experience you have. Okay, these are again the different links. So these are the links for the like, yeah, if related to Java, if I have done something, yeah. So this is basically a list on the GitHub profile. So related to Java. Okay, these are the tutorials basically. This is from Om Prakash Tavan Udemy course and this is from Rahul Shetty Udemy course. This profile is private. I'll make it public after some time. Okay, also when you are done with the changes, okay, now I made the changes here in the code. I added these links. Okay, you see this is something called anchor tag. I added the links here, rest assured automation frameworks, Cypress automation frameworks. Okay, so everything whatever you want to show on your personal website, on your web page, so you can list down all your changes here and they will be reflecting here. Okay, now if you open this website, let me just show you again on the iPhone 12 Pro. Let me increase the zoom level maybe to 75%. Okay, so work on GitHub. This is how this component will look like on this iPhone 12 Pro. Okay, work on YouTube. If you open, this is how it will look like. Okay, and if it's a tablet or suppose iPad mini, so this is how your website will look like. Okay, so this is the option given by the browser dev tools only. Okay, now once your website is ready, now you have done all the changes which are required, which you wanted to showcase on your website. Okay, the skill set, the work experience, the tools and everything. Okay, so how can you host this website? Currently you have this website in your personal machine only, right? The changes are present in your local machine, but if someone wants to check your website, so they need something, they need this website to be hosted somewhere, right? So they need a URL. So what are we going to use? We are going to use GitHub Pages basically for this. Okay, so what is GitHub Pages? Let me just close this and just a second. Yeah, if you open a new tab and you search for a GitHub page, okay, you have to navigate to this page, pages.github.com. Open it. Okay, so basically GitHub Pages, the GitHub is actually allowing you to host your websites on using their servers. Okay, so websites for you and your projects. So basically this is the official page they have provided us. Okay, so and these are the steps basically. See what are they saying to you? Just a second, I also have noted down these points. Let me just go back here. Yeah, so how to host the website, what are the prerequisites for that? So first of all you need to have a GitHub account. Okay, so how can you create a GitHub account? So just open a new tab, go to GitHub, go to this first link. Okay, you have to sign up. If you do not have an account on the GitHub, so you have to sign up here. Okay, then you have to put your email address. For example, my email address is like rajatvarma95gmail.com, and if I click on continue, okay, email is invalid or already taken. Why is it showing that invalid or already taken? Why? Because with this account I already have this account created on GitHub. So let me just go with the other one, test email 95@gmail.com. Now you see it is now not showing any error message now. Okay, you click on the continue, then it will ask you to provide some password. Just go with the password or something. Okay, password is strong. I'll just randomly put any value. Okay, now you have to give a username. So basically, for example, if you give the username as Rajat95, okay, so this is something which you need to remember. If you click on the continue, then this email then your account with this email address and with this username will be created on the GitHub. Okay, now once you have the account on GitHub created, then what you need to do, you have to create a public repository. You have to create a new repository basically. So how can you create a new repository? Let me just open my GitHub account. I already have logged in here. You see, signed in as, this is my username, signed in as Rajat95. Okay, and now how can you create a new public repository? You click on the plus icon, you get an option of new repository. So what is my username? So my username is Rajat95, right? So what should I do? I should use my username here 95 dot, okay, and io, sorry, it is github.io. Okay, now you have to create this name in such a way that it starts with your username and then it has an extension like suffix as github.io. Okay, now for me this is showing like GitHub is showing me that repository with this name already exists on this account. Okay, now if you go and check whether it is created or not, so I'm just searching for Rajat GitHub. Okay, yes, you see I already have created this repository and I already have some code present here. This is the reason why I am able to see my website here. If you go and just check, what did I do? For example, I have to start with the username, right? Then github.io, you press enter. So this is the code which is hosted over internet with the help of GitHub Pages. Okay, and what is the content which we are seeing here? This is the content which are present with these files. Okay, so basically how to host your website, first of all you need to have a GitHub account, then you need to create a public repository with the same name as your username. Okay, and then you have to push your code. How can you push your code? Basically, for example, if you go and just a second, when you click on the repository, new repo, demo, I'm just creating this for example just to show you like, yeah, how exactly we can create public repository, and you just need to click on this create repository. Okay, now this is how it will look like. See, you have to use your username .github.io, that is the name you have to use. Okay, I already have created a repository with that name, so that's why for the just demo purpose I shown it. Now you see, you had that code. Where exactly we had that code? Like we downloaded the template, we made the changes to the template, right? So where exactly it was present? Inside the downloads folder, right? So under this HTML5 of dimension, so this was the index.html file which we updated recently, right? So what you can do, if you are good with GitHub with the good git commands, so you can push your code. Otherwise what you can do, like you can follow these commands, okay, and you can push the code here. After this, just a second, yeah, then how to access your website we already have seen. Like you need to open the browser, you need to navigate to this URL which starts with your username and then .github.io. Okay, and then you'll be able to see your device. You will be able to see your website which is hosted with the help of GitHub Pages on the different devices. Okay, yeah. So this Rajat 95 is my GitHub username, and this is how you can host your website. Okay, so that's all for this session, and thank you so much for your time. Have a very good day.